And a good afternoon, everybody, from Tanana, where it is Musher Central, if you will. Martin Boozer, Ali Zirkle, Aaron Burmeister, Hugh Neff behind me. A lot of hardware in the houses of those four mushers as they keep coming in. Earlier today, though, it was Martin Boozer in first at 3:15, and the folks here in Tanana are very excited about that. This is the first time in 11 years, of course, that they've got this race back. It's 78 entrants today that are going to be leaving. You've got some rookies, some dark horses, but it usually, as it always does, guys, come down to some of those favorites. And right at the top of the list is somebody who always seems to be right there, Ali Zirkle. We've seen Ali Zirkle come in second in 2012, 2013, and 2014. Maybe this is the year that she can break on through. Hey folks, good evening, good Tuesday. Here we go again. Mother Nature is at it again, and another of those Alaskan winter staples being hampered by the inconsistent, unpredictable, and less than desirable weather conditions. Winter we're talking. Jeff Sandman Sanderson, he's an Air Force guy. He had 20 minutes notice before taking the cage tonight, and then he takes down Al the Coke Man Matavro. Folks, I don't make up these nicknames, I just report them.
Dave, if you can still hear me, Jared works here at KTVA. Is he coming to work tomorrow with a black eye?
Jared's going to Miami. He's not going anywhere near this place. He's got this one to fix. He's got that one to fix. Eastlick should go with him because they gave quite a performance. You're not going to see him for at least a couple of weeks, and they both earned a vacation after this one.
Okay, Dave, thanks.
We have our own Emily today who had somewhat of an epic performance. You know what, folks? When you speak of uniquely Alaskan, there's nothing more uniquely Alaskan than standing in Seward and saying, you know what, I think I'm going to jump up that big 3,000-foot rock and come down and see how quickly I can do it. Our Emily Carlson of KTVA, if you've been watching us, trained hard for this thing, and she made it. A brilliant performance today, and she did it in 90 minutes. He's going down at a good pace. The question is, how far is Killian ahead of him?
Yeah, we can't quite see at this point. The mist is too thick.
Well, it's the mystery and the mist of mid-mountain, folks. We can see what goes up, but we can't see what comes down. Killian Jornet is your winner of 2015 Mount Marathon.
A little kiss to the crowd.
Folks, that is domination. Parole denied. Again, Pete Rose will stay in maximum security. Today, MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred said that baseball would not lift his lifetime ban for gambling and the choking of the integrity of the game. Rose agreed to it in 1989 after managing and betting on his Cincinnati Reds. There's evidence he did it as a player too, but never against his own team. I spoke with Sean Maltby of the Anchorage Bucks and the Mat-Su Miners' Pete Christopher today. Both are GMs in the Alaska Baseball League. Neither tell their college players about gambling. They know not to be involved in it when they arrive for summer ball. The Miners players, in fact, sign a code of conduct, but there's nothing in it about gambling. Too much on the line for them. Diamond High School basketball coach Brad Lowers tells me that he dissuades his guys from playing poker, even with toothpicks as collateral. Pete Rose used to sprint to first base after a walk, and that's why they called him Charlie Hustle, my father told me. Problem is that Charlie was also hustling and gambling on America's pastime, and it's cardinal rule number one, you just don't do it. Forget steroids, because that's like vitamins when compared to this. And here's the rub. Rose still bets on baseball legally, and MLB is still not happy about it. Manfred made the right call to keep him out. If eligible, Rose would be a first ballot Hall of Famer, but the all-time hits leader with over 4,200 will likely never make it to Cooperstown in his lifetime. And that means that Pete Rose is the best player to not be in his sports Hall of Fame. And that's a sure bet. I've always been reluctant to call athletes courageous for stepping on the field, but what Edison Volquez did last night was special. The Kansas City Royals starting pitcher took the mound to face the Mets just 24 hours after rejoining his team in New York from the Dominican Republic. There he attended his father's funeral. On Tuesday, Daniel Volquez died from heart failure at 63, and only hours before, Edison pitched Game 1 not knowing. His wife told him afterward. But now here he was in Game 5 last night trying to clinch a World Series, inscribing Daniel's initials into the mound at Citi Field. He gave up a leadoff home run in all, 2 runs through 6 tough innings. But as the Royals uncorked the champagne to celebrate their first title in 29 years, Edison Volquez had his own salute to the man who bought him that first glove, who got him to that dusty ball field for all those practices, because he had just honored his pop's life by pitching the game of his life. So here comes the change to Mount Marathon. I know tradition is a big part of the Alaskan lifestyle. I understand. I like things the same. Change is tough. But Mount Marathon finds itself in between because it's an event, but it's also a sport, one which is growing internationally and exponentially. Last year, a Spaniard and a Swede won it. So look at it this way. Big business sports have changed. Baseball has added a wild card. Hockey employs the shootout. Mount Marathon can switch the times. It will still be Mount Marathon. British Open, with all of these extremely well-compensated professionals, who's the co-leader? Paul Dunn, 22 years old, an Irishman, an amateur, shares the lead after round 3. This is terrific stuff, folks. He shot a 66 now yesterday, tied with Louis Oosthuizen, both at 12 under par. Jason Day also at 12. And watch out for Jordan Spieth. He's right there. Did it at the Masters, did it at the U.S. Open, maybe the British as well. Dustin Johnson now 5 back with a 75, and they're going to start that final round with the time difference about a half an hour from now. Finally tonight, you two want to go surfing, perhaps?
No thanks.
Don't think so.
No.
That's a surfing contest, folks. Trust me, over in South Africa. And Mick Fanning, and there it is. And the shark apparently has other ideas. He's attacked by a shark, and thankfully, amazingly, miraculously, is able to fend it off, gives it a couple of good punches, gets away, and then is finally rescued by the crew, which is right out there, lickety-split. I mean, thank goodness. Of course, that was it for the competition. There was another surfer in the water at the time, too, was about to come in there. They went and got him out of there as well.
It's incredible.
And brought the two of them in there. I mean,
and all caught on tape.
all guys. That's the amazing thing.
Lucky to be alive.
You better believe it.